doing something for the first time today, doing a book recommendation or a book review. This is, well, it's not really a first book recommendation for me. I have done one video on here of my own book, a recommendation which came out in January of 2018 called English Made in America. It's about American or English language idioms and about the language today. I recommend it. I did a video reviewing that book too, talking about my own book. You can find that on this channel. Hi, by the way, my name is Edgar Montoya. I am the host of this channel. This is my channel, The Language Cafe. Okay, but this is my first video on somebody else's book, where I do a recommendation on a novel, in this case a novel that I just finished reading recently called The Good Thief by Hannah Tinti. How best to describe this novel? If you ever read Oliver, or you know about Oliver, maybe you saw the movie a long time ago by Charles Dickens. This is Oliver, basically. It's a whimsical tale full of danger and peril, and very touching as well. And even it says here on the back of the back cover, an American Dickensian tale with touches of Harry Potterish whimsy, plain spoken fiction full of traditional virtues, strong plotting, pure lucidity, visceral moments, and I'll tell you, it's a good book. I liked it a lot. How else to describe it? Those of you wondering who can read it, it's an adult book. It's a young adult. I'd say mid-teens for you parents wondering. I wonder about that. Depends on the maturity of your child too. Maybe not real little children, early teens, tweeners, because there's some violence in it. There are some murders, I'll be honest, and it's a little bit dark, but it's very touching and very human as well. Let me read to you basically the summary of the story. 12-year-old Ren is missing his left hand. How was it lost? How it was lost is one of the mysteries that Ren has been trying to solve his entire life. And he's just a young boy, maybe 10, 11, 12 years old. As well as who his parents are and why he was abandoned as an infant at St. Anthony's Orphanage for Boys. When a young man named Benjamin Nab appears, claiming to be Ren's long-lost brother, his convincing tale of how Ren lost his hand persuades the monks at the orphanage to release the boy and gives Ren some hope. But is Benjamin really who he says he is? As Ren is introduced to a life of hard-scrabble adventure filled with outrageous scam artists, grave robbers, and petty thieves, he begins to suspect that Benjamin holds the key not only to his future, but to his past as well. Okay, so it's kind of a mysterious book, you wonder, who is this young man who came and adopted this boy, Ren, this man named Benjamin Nab, forgetting names now. But he takes him from the orphanage, this boy with a missing left hand. And he has the key to find out how he lost the hand. And he introduces him to a life of crime, and he introduces him to his Mr. Nab, the boy, to his partner named Thomas. And they go off pulling off capers, like some petty robbery, thievery, grave robbing. It's a little bit dark there, you can tell from that. And then there's a climactic moment where they enter into danger, okay, and it's very gripping. You wonder how are they going to get out of that moment. It's the end. I won't tell you what happens, but it's a little bit life-threatening, shall we say. Very interesting characters in the novel as well. A crazy lady innkeeper, a dwarf who lives in a chimney, and it's well written. The characters are kind of well written. They go through some. This takes place in America, in the New England area. Let's say about the early part of the 19th century, of the 1800s, and it's basically about this boy's adventures with his two partners in crime. And it's a gripping, scary ending, but it's a very touching ending. Beautiful story, humorous at times. It'll keep your interest. Interesting little tale. The Good Thief, and you could say, why The Good Thief? They're basically good people. Maybe it's a little misguided. But it's a novel I'd highly recommend. It's a good read. Like I said, best to compare it to Oliver by Charles Dickens. It has that feel to it. It's very well lightly written with moments of darkness and intrigue. but I highly recommend this book, The Good Thief by Hannah Tinti. My first book recommendation of somebody else's book. Hope you would like this video. Check out my other videos. Give me a like, maybe some comments, maybe subscribe to my channel. If you check out my channel, The Language Cafe, it's kind of a variety of everything from vocabulary and some teaching on the English language, on Spanish. It's a bilingual channel. I talk about cuisine as well. I do like food reviews, talk about some cultural things, poetry, literature, and I'm open to ideas too on this channel too. Thanks for watching, and this is Edgar for The Language Cafe. Bye for now.